Okay, so we're back now. Um, Sometimes whenever I go to the ice rink, I'll take a back roads way, which is the same amount of time. It's a lot of fun. It's a dirt road, but in this case, because I'm not traveling from my house to the ice rink, I'm continuing from another destination. Um, I'm gonna take the semi-main road to it, and that involves going along like a portion of a highway. So like I'll cut through downtown, I'll go around like a roundabout, and then just continue straight all and follow that one road all the way to my destination, which is sometimes boring, sometimes it's fun, sometimes you see weird shit, but that's just kind of how it's gonna roll today. Next time I go to the ice rink, and if it's not like a day like today, because yeah, it'll be muddy. It's a dirt road. It's gonna be like hella muddy. And it might be next week. Sadly, due to the coronavirus, kind of having a little bit of an outbreak in our area, it's really not a big deal. Like, one case has happened, and it's already been treated and everything. But because of that, school has been canceled for like a week. Well, until the end of April, so until the end of March. And that basically means I'm not going to be doing school travel videos, and I'm not going to be having a really important exam on Wednesday. So instead of having a really important exam on Wednesday, I'm going to do what I was originally going to do and go out to Station 7 in Fayetteville. So I will record that, traveling all the way out to Station 7 for an internship, so I can get 4 more calls in to have 40 calls, so I can actually qualify completely for paramedic school, because that's my life. That's what's a better way to help people other than understanding knowledge of how to help people in the best way possible, and job security, because everyone is getting sick, injured, and dying. Preferably not the dying part, but it happens all the time. That's what's gonna happen. You're gonna have car accidents all the time, no matter what. I don't care. There's gonna be people doing stupid shit all the time. All the damn time. Pardon my language. And, hey look, I got a cop buddy up here. He's whenever I'm in the ambulance, I always wave hi to everyone, so it's kind of a habit to like drive along and just kind of like wave hi to a cop, or wave hi to an ambulance, or wave hi to a fire truck or something like that. But I try to avoid doing it in a car, because it's kind of weird whenever you see a person in a car waving hi. It's ambulance to ambulance, fire truck to ambulance, fire truck to fire truck, cop to cop, cop to ambulance, fire truck to cop. It's fine. Personal vehicle to personal vehicle to a public vehicle, industrial vehicle, or like not an industrial vehicle, but like a public safety vehicle. Kind of awkward. But yeah, so I'm gonna talk for a little bit on this, because it's kind of an important subject. It's kind of what I do every single day when I'm at work or school or something like that. Not about driving, but seriously, guys, like, use common sense when you're driving. Freaking look at the traffic when you're driving. Pay attention to the traffic when you're driving. Like, I didn't realize that the light just turned green because I was telling you guys to pay attention. See, another example. Studies have proven that talking on the phone while driving because your attention is actually being spread to a conversation. Luckily, I'm not having a conversation. I'm just monologuing about shit that's going on right now. But studies have proven that talking on the phone while driving is actually worse than being buzzed or drunk while driving. Still, do not drink and drive. Do not drink and drive. That's some of the worst things I've ever had to do calls on, okay? Like, drunk drivers stopping in front of a semi-truck and getting rear-ended. Hey, look, a nice limo. That's a weird-looking limo, though. I'm one of those people, I get sidetracked really easily, so don't mind if I'm talking on something and then get distracted by something and then continue talking about something. Ignore it completely. I just noticed something, it's like, hey, that's cool. I also talk with my hands, so I'm sitting here. You guys can't see me, you just see the road. And my hands are going everywhere, and I just did my hands going everywhere. Oh my gosh, with my hands. No, but majority of the time, I drive pretty relaxed. I'll have a hand on the wheel. One hand on the wheel 100% of the time. Unless if I'm just lazy and decide to have my hand on my thigh when I'm stopped or something like that. When I really need to focus, I will have two hands on the wheel. Or if I'm driving an ambulance, I will have two hands on the wheel. Unless if I'm put into manual transmission, because sometimes we get those hills where the automatic transmission decides to be a jackass and, rev really high and make the engine actually burn itself out, and I'll actually pop it down into a lower gear or up into a higher gear depending on what's needed at the time. That's the point where it's like, slap your hand down there, slip to the side, slip it to the left, and then put your hand back up there, continue doing around turns, stuff like that. We got like really curvy roads around here, where I do calls, really curvy roads actually, and steep curvy roads along with that sometimes. Oh man, this rain is beautiful. But yeah, seriously guys, be safe. For those of you that are not driving yet or are getting ready to drive, really, 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 really look at the laws and local laws definitely for road safety. Pay attention to what these signs mean, because my dad drives a semi-truck for a living. That's his job. He's gone for 2 weeks at a time on the road all the time, and he complains about stuff that people are doing that's stupid. I'll hop over here because right lane only. But really, because a lot of people in their own areas, they know exactly what the roads are going to do. Like before it even happens, they know that the right lane's the right turn only before you even get to that point of it. Like I just did, this right lane is a right turn only, the straight lane, the left lane, and the left turn lane. Left turn lane goes left, obviously, left lane. It's not the left turn lane, goes straight. This light is a bitch. I hate it 90% of the time. It's for safety because this is kind of a main road, but this crossroad right here is the big main road. It is highway, 71 business. Not exactly a highway or interstate or anything like that, but, well, I guess it is a highway. We've got the Trammell Highway as well, so. Which starts up way over there on Old Wire, but, I actually live in a historical area. The one road that I mentioned that's a dirt road, that's Old Wire Road. It literally follows an old stagecoach line, and it's also the first, I want to say it's the first one, it might not be, but for our area, it's where the, telegraph lines were put up. So that road actually follows the telegraph lines as well. Telegraph lines were put up along stagecoach lines, and it all followed the natural curvature of the land, and It's really beautiful because you're just driving along a dirt road with cows on each side and trees everywhere and, like, very sharp turns every now and then. So, you know, totally. Oh, well, Moses is walking around now. There's this guy that walks around. I don't know if he's homeless or not, but he walks around with a walking stick and has this long beard, and occasionally he'll have, like, an Afghan on, like a big long cloak type thing. And he looks like, when he's walking around, he looks like freaking Moses from the Bible. And that gives you another hint. Yes, I live in the Bible Belt. Yes, I have some beliefs, but I will not talk about that a lot. If I do talk. Majority of the time, you're going to hear me talking shit about people being idiots on the road. What I find is funny is that this section is 35. And if both these lights are green, and you're doing 35 along here, it's way too fast once you reach that green light up there. So, this is the downtown area. Original roads, semi-original roads. It got relayed, and they did a horrible job because, you know, they don't know how to lay roads like they used to. But yeah, that's just kind of like how the world works. I'm really hoping this car doesn't decide that they want to go straight, because I'm going straight. A lot of people don't realize that this is the main road. There's a crosswalk like 3 feet away from where they're crossing the road that they can use. And yeah, right now I'm bypassing another section because road closures. There's a lot of old buildings. We have like a really old feed store around here. It's no longer a feed store. And really, really, really nice stuff. I don't remember what I was talking about when I first started talking to you guys. See how this is how my train of thought goes. If you guys want me to talk the whole time in these videos, I can. Unless it's some shit is going down, then I'm going to be focusing on the road. I don't care that you guys want me to talk. I do this with my partners at work all the time. They know sometimes if we want to have a conversation when we're driving along, we do these roads like all the time. We're doing this one trip 3 times a week, you know, 3 times a day, actually, sometimes. Going from this hospital to that hospital, or this hospital to this mental facility, or whatnot, or picking up from this house to this hospital. It's how it goes, because I do transports. That's all I do. So I know, like, half these roads I know by the back of my hand. I don't have to, like, sometimes I realize that I made it home, and I don't even realize that I drove home. That's how well I know these roads half the time. The one thing I don't like is that people are idiots when it comes to these roundabouts. I always use my turn signals when I'm exiting a roundabout so people know that I'm leaving a roundabout. See, like, that truck just went ahead and went because he saw me turn my turn signal on. I was leaving the roundabout. 90% of the time, I do about 30 around those roundabouts. Because I want to get around this roundabout as quickly as possible, keep the flow of traffic moving. We have these people that'll stop in the middle of a roundabout, like an idiot that they are. I'm not being racial or anything like that, but most of the time, actually every single time I see this happen, it's usually a Hispanic person, and in our area, we do have quite a few Hispanic people. Yeah, I know it's a big deal. People are like, but they're making a better life. Some of these people are illegal. I can tell that they're illegal or something like that. See, my mom came over here from Germany. She went through every single way that was right. When she came over, when she came into the States, they told her she had to do an exam, basically. She had to prove that she could read, write, and speak the English language. She had to prove that she would not be the burden to the economy. That she would get a job and not rely on Social Security or anything like that. Which I really wish that we'd bring this back, because this was like in the 70s or the 80s or something like that. maybe the 90s? No, 80s. 80s, definitely the 80s. And my dad, he was in the Army, and when he came over with her, he also had to prove the exact same stuff that she did, despite him being in the Army, but he came over from Germany with her because they got married, and that's kind of what happens. But still, like, please, I know if you're in a different country and you understand what I'm saying, or somehow there's like Spanish subtitles on this, please, 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 I'm not being mean. There are a million ways that you can come into the country right. If you have, like, if you're gonna be killed, go to a U.S. embassy, tell them you're being hunted, you didn't do anything, you might have done something wrong to them, but you didn't do anything legally wrong. And they will give you refuge. They will give you a place to stay. I mean, the media blows up about all this shit. Yeah, so I'm gonna stop talking about this because I'm getting angry about it now, and I don't get angry. But really, guys, because these are driving videos, and I do a lot of driving, it's my job to be very safe when I'm driving. I have defensive driving. I do defensive driving a lot. Sometimes I might drive aggressively, but never in an ambulance. Never, 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 never do I drive aggressively in an ambulance. I usually stick with the speed limit, maybe do a little bit over because, everyone's doing 80 and the 70 on the interstate because, it's a nice day out. So I'll do 80 because I'm going with the flow of traffic. If you're impeding the flow of traffic, you know what? Fuck off. Do not demonetize me. Oh, actually, I don't get paid for this, so, whatever. See, I don't get paid to make videos on YouTube because I don't make them regular enough. I probably should make them regular enough, but even then, I won't get paid to YouTube because I don't do this. That's not what I do. A lot of things I have to do for the safety of other people. As you can tell, I stopped the last video, or I don't know how it's going to work. By the time you see this video uploaded, depending on what's going on, it'll either be both the travel to the friend's place and the travel to the ice rink from the friend's place and the travel home, or not. Depending on how I can splice this video, because I don't know how I'm going to be able to do that on my phone. Because I paused this video and then I locked my phone and stopped it. So yeah, that's how it works sometimes. You might notice that with certain vehicles, I do keep my distance quite a bit from them. Like in the example, this is a propane truck. You can read this propane truck, but I can also understand that those numbers on the back with the flammable symbol around it, I know how to read those. I know how to read, or I can at least understand the warning plaques on the backs of trucks. So it might say propane on it, or something like that, flammable gas, whatever not. But the plaque itself, the placard on the back, might actually say something different. Or it might mean propane or something like that, but it'll be a different type of propane, which lets fire crew, because I have hazmat safety courses. I am in a hazmat. I have hazmat operations level, so I am a level 2 hazmat certified. Level 3 is where I can treat it. Well, I don't do that. That's not my job. My job is basically, with hazmat level 2, I can say, hey, yeah, that's nitric acid floating across this field. Something like that, And tell people stay beyond this barrier, basically, and get out of the way so that level 3 can actually go in and neutralize it or whatnot, or clean it up. Level 1 is basically saying, oh shit, that's a problem. Level 2 is saying, oh shit, that's a problem. Get out of the way, because this is what kind of problem it is. And level 3 is saying, this is a problem, we can fix it. Really, really simpled it down to the simplest I can explain it anyway. This guy's lost, I think. Yeah, he's lost. He got out. Passenger got out anyway. Now, today's a rainy day. You see I'm using my windshield wipers. I'm not going crazy like half these people do. They'll turn on the windshield wipers like this. That actually ruins your windshield wipers. That dulls them out real a lot. Yeah, it was Engine 7. Engine 7 is pretty cool. They're the ones that actually respond to where I live. Despite Engine 1 actually somehow... Engine 1 seems like it's closer than Engine 7. Well, Station 1 seems like it's closer than Station 7. But then I realized that they have downtown traffic half the time. So they take care of downtown Rogers. I didn't say that. They take care of downtown, and 7 takes care of just outside of downtown, and then you have like... Station 4, there's actually a park right next to it, like a little... I used to call it the Fire Station 4 Park. Turned out it's actually like Olive Grove Park, but, you know. Used to go there all the time. Not anymore, it's not as fun as it used to be when I was 4. Yeah, so, this is the part where it's boring and fun at the same time, because, like I said, there's a couple bridges along here. Low, like, level with the ground bridges. Unlike, you know, this other area where you go across a bridge and it jars your teeth out of your head. Because they don't know how to build bridges. Yeah, so... I'm just going to do a little video experiment for this next week or 2 or 3. Doing videos where I'm talking all the time, doing videos where I don't talk at all, or might make a comment here and there, or you might hear me say something here and there. Doing videos about my cats, doing videos, maybe videos of games, maybe videos of ice skating, maybe videos of cooking, maybe, and maybe videos of makeup if I do a face reveal, if I decide to do that, or costume stuff, because, you know, yes, I work in the emergency services, I drive an ambulance. People who drive ambulances can also be weeds, or otakus, or whatever not, because what you do in your free time does not affect what you do in your actual work life, and people should realize that. You can change what you do within a few seconds, like, really. Even when I'm at work and I have nothing going on, I'll watch anime, you know, because that's what I do, or I'll play games, because that's what I do. Something like that. Sometimes when I'm out at work, I'll buy a dice set because, you know, it's on sale and I'm in the area, so, you know, whatever. And during the time, my partners are like, cool, you play D&D. Yeah, I play D&D. Most of the time I sleep, actually, when I'm at work, because I never know what's going to happen. I never know, working at 24, if I'm going to get a bunch of calls during the day and nothing at night, or nothing during the day and running all night long, or if I'm going to get a call where I have a bunch of calls during the day, and then we have one call at night that takes 3 or 4 hours just in travel time. It happens every now and then. I don't say that I don't like it. I actually do love the driving aspect, especially when it's in the middle of the night, because there's nobody on the road except for me and the ambulance and big trucks and people that got lost and are going home. Stuff like that. Like, me driving around at 3 o'clock in the morning. I know why I'm on the road. Why are you on the road? I know why the big truck's on the road. Why are these little cars on the road? Stuff like that. And, you know, I take advantage of cruise control, just so you know. I'll actually turn it on now because I realize that I'm not keeping a constant speed. This truck in front of me is actually keeping a constant speed of like 45, maybe 47 or something like that. I'll pop it in at 40 something. Well, actually I turned it off because, you know, propane truck's making a right turn. He's probably delivering somewhere or picking up somewhere or maybe stopping by his house. Because that's what happens around here. A lot of people, when it starts raining like this, they turn into idiots on the road. They can't figure out that, yeah, the road might be a little bit wet. You can still do the speed limit. Just drive like a sane human being. Like, come on. Humans are space orcs. And human biology is baffling. Literally, oh my gosh. I can tell you stories about people, about patience, with really weird biology. I know my camera wiggles every now and then. The roads are not the best. I need to get my tires rotated and balanced. You can actually feel it whenever the road is nice and smooth and stuff like that. Even with unrotated or balanced tires, or tires that need to be rotated and balanced, you can actually feel how smooth the road is or not, or how bumpy the road is. I actually keep a little bit extra air on my tires. Like, people are like, oh, don't do over 35. And it's like, screw it, I'm gonna do 38 or 36 or something like that. Because, you know, whatever. I actually do keep my tire pressures a little bit higher because I check my spare tire a lot. And my spare tire is always at like, I don't know, 40. My tires can hold 51 PSI. My spare tire is usually at 40 PSI because it's a real tire. And because my spare tire is at 40 PSI, I try to keep my all my main tires at or close to the level as my spare tire. Because, you know, in the event that my tire blows or I have an accident happen or something happens where I need to change a tire, number one, I know how to change a tire. It's actually really simple. Most cars should have like its own lift and lifting points on it. Like, mine is in my trunk with my spare tire. That was a slick spot. Yeah, no, my car has, I drive a Toyota Camry, 1999 Toyota Camry. It was actually built in 1998, so this car is 21 years old. Like, my car is like 6 months younger than I am, okay? Straight up. That's how it works. So in my 1999 Toyota Camry, the spare tire is a real tire. So if anybody decides that they want to replace a spare tire in these older vehicles, do not replace the spare tire. Actually ask for the tire back. Because you're going to be getting a Maypop, which can only go for so many miles, or go for so far. Like, really, the Maypop is designed so that you change your tire and you immediately go to a place to get a new tire. That's how it's supposed to be. Do not change your tire with a Maypop, because it's actually a thinner tire. A smaller tire, actually. It'll be the same rim size and everything, but the tire itself will be narrower. And I can drive along and I can see who has a Maypop on and who doesn't. depending if it's on a back tire or something like that. I can always see who put on Maypop. I usually hope that they're making their way to like an R&R or a Walmart or a whatever that sells tires and changes tires for them and getting that changed. But there's a possibility that they've been driving on that tire for a month. And that's really dangerous. Please, please, please find out what kind of tire you have as your spare tire. If you want to, like, seriously, I would recommend putting a little extra money in, buying a real tire to replace that spare tire. Just because anything can happen. Actually, I think I might be driving on one of my spare tires. Either that or I changed it out whenever it happened. I remember what happened, yeah. Whenever my tire blew, it was actually in a parking lot. Went to the parking lot, parked, went to church, came back out, and my tire was flat. And I'm like, well shit, I don't know how to change a tire, at the time. Dad came over, had me change the tire. He told me what to do, had me change the tire, pulled out everything. I pulled out everything for it. I pulled out this, 20-pound tire, 40-pound tire. I don't know how much it weighed. I'm actually really close to my destination right now. I'll actually pull into the parking lot because this place is really cool. Really cool. Really, really cool. Parking lot actually looks pretty full, so looks like they're not closed. Hopefully. Yeah, so really learn where the stuff is on your vehicle for changing a tire. Learn how to change a tire. YouTube it. Actually change a tire on your own, whatnot. Sorry, I was paying attention to where I'm going. Because stuff. I'm actually going to park whenever I get here. I'm going to park and I'm going to tell you guys a little bit more stuff. My favorite spot's open. Nice. I do have a favorite spot in here. It's actually right next to a tree and a curb on one side. So, no turnings on one side. Yeah, so yeah, I'm nicely tucked into a spot. So, to spare tires and changing tires, definitely make sure you know what kind of tire you have as your spare. Make sure that you know how to change your tire. And always, even with my tire being a real tire, within the next